In the opulent city of Babylon, under the powerful reign of King Nebuchadnezzar, a profound unrest disturbed the royal palace. The monarch was deeply troubled by a dream, a vivid and unsettling vision that had entirely vanished from his memory upon waking. Yet, its impact lingered, leaving him restless and demanding answers. He summoned all his most trusted counselors, the magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers of his vast empire. Standing before the king, these wise men listened as Nebuchadnezzar laid forth an unprecedented and terrifying demand. He commanded them not only to interpret his forgotten dream but, first, to reveal the dream itself. The stakes were impossibly high. Failure would result in their immediate and brutal execution, their homes reduced to rubble. Success, however, promised immense wealth and honor. The wise men, facing this impossible decree, admitted their inability. They humbly explained that no human could reveal a dream that the king himself had forgotten. Only the gods, they stated, could do such a thing, and they did not dwell among mortals. Infuriated by their perceived impotence, King Nebuchadnezzar issued a decree of death for all the wise men in Babylon. Among them was Daniel, an Israelite exile, renowned for his integrity and wisdom. When the captain of the king's guard, Arioch, came to execute the decree, Daniel calmly inquired about the severity of the king's order. Learning the truth, Daniel, with remarkable courage, approached the king directly. He requested a short reprieve, promising that he would, with divine help, reveal both the dream and its interpretation. Returning to his dwelling, Daniel immediately shared the dire situation with his 3 faithful friends and fellow exiles, Ananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, known in Babylon as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Together, they earnestly sought the God of heaven for mercy and revelation concerning this mystery. Their prayers were answered that very night. In a wondrous vision, the secret was unveiled to Daniel. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Daniel praised God, acknowledging his wisdom, power, and sovereignty over kingdoms. The next morning, Daniel confidently presented himself before the king. He humbly clarified that his ability came not from his own wisdom, but from the God of heaven, who reveals mysteries. Daniel then recounted the king's forgotten dream in vivid detail. He described a colossal, dazzling statue, fearsome in appearance. Its head was of pure gold, its chest and arms of gleaming silver, its belly and thighs of bronze. The legs were of strong iron, but its feet were a fragile mixture of iron and baked clay. As the king watched in his dream, a stone, cut not by human hands, struck the statue's feet, shattering them into dust. The entire statue then crumbled, becoming like chaff blown away by the wind, while the stone grew into a great mountain, filling the whole earth. With the dream revealed, Daniel proceeded to unveil its profound prophetic meaning. The golden head, he explained, represented Nebuchadnezzar himself and his mighty Babylonian empire, the greatest kingdom of its time. Following Babylon, a lesser kingdom, symbolized by the silver chest and arms, would rise. This foretold the Medo-Persian Empire. After that, a third kingdom, bronze like the belly and thighs, would emerge, ruling over the whole earth. This pointed to the Greek Empire under Alexander the Great. The fourth kingdom, strong as iron, represented by the legs, would crush and break all others. This was the Roman Empire. Finally, the feet, a mixture of iron and clay, signified a divided kingdom, partly strong and partly brittle. The stone cut without human hands, Daniel concluded, was God's own eternal kingdom, which would utterly destroy all these earthly empires and stand forever, never to be overthrown. Nebuchadnezzar was astounded. He fell prostrate before Daniel, acknowledging the true God whom Daniel served. In his gratitude, the king showered Daniel with gifts. appointed him ruler over the entire province of Babylon, and made him chief over all the wise men. At Daniel's request, his 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were also appointed to administrative positions within the province. Years passed, and despite the earlier testament to the God of heaven, King Nebuchadnezzar's pride resurfaced. He erected an immense golden image, 90 feet high and 9 feet wide, on the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then, a royal herald proclaimed a decree throughout the vast empire: at the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, every person was to fall down and worship the golden image. Whoever refused would be immediately thrown into a blazing fiery furnace. Among the multitudes who gathered for the dedication ceremony were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. When the music resounded across the plain, thousands prostrated themselves. But the 3 friends, steadfast in their devotion to their God, remained standing. This act of courageous defiance was quickly reported to the king by jealous Chaldean officials. Enraged, Nebuchadnezzar summoned them. His face contorted with fury, he confronted them directly, demanding to know if the accusation was true. He offered them one last chance to bow before the image, warning them again of the fiery furnace and mockingly asking which god could deliver them from his hands. With unwavering faith, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to the king. They declared they had no need to answer him on this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, they proclaimed, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But even if he does not, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. The king's fury escalated to a terrifying pitch. He commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual, a temperature so extreme that the mighty soldiers who threw the 3 men in were themselves consumed by the flames leaping from the furnace's mouth. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, still bound, fell into the heart of the blazing inferno. But then, an astonishing sight unfolded before King Nebuchadnezzar and his stunned officials. He sprang to his feet in disbelief, exclaiming, "Didn't we throw 3 men, bound, into the fire?" His advisors confirmed it. "Look," he cried, "I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." He approached the mouth of the blazing furnace and called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out. Come here." The 3 men emerged from the inferno, completely unharmed. The governors, prefects, royal advisors, and the king's own officials gathered around them. Not a hair on their heads was singed, their cloaks were untouched, and there was no smell of smoke on them. This undeniable miracle was a profound testimony to their unwavering faith in God's supernatural protection. Nebuchadnezzar, humbled and astonished, declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, who sent his angel and rescued his servants." They trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. He then issued a decree that anyone who spoke against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be cut into pieces and their house made a pile of rubble. For no other god could rescue in such a way. And so, the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to even higher positions in the province of Babylon.